People, welcome back. Mini cut series week 8. I want to say 8 or 9. And a good one. Bloody good one it is. We are down 0.3 kilos. I've got all of my data up in front of me. Even with the weekend away, an Irish wedding. So before I left, I was 95.3. Had a bit of a little tiny increase. And on my return, I weighed myself on Tuesday, 95.6. So a 0.3 increase. I held that today, which is yesterday, which was Wednesday at 95.7. Pretty much 0.1, which can be some sodium. I ate pretty late as well last night. But all in all, really happy how I managed that weekend away. Got all my training sessions in. Did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Is that what I did? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did. That's what I did. So I still managed to get my pull, push, legs, shoulders and arms. That was absolutely fine. Got 30 minutes of cardio in on the Wednesday, I believe. Did 10 minutes of cardio on the Thursday. 30 minutes on Wednesday. No, 30 minutes on Thursday, 10 minutes on Friday. I've done 30 minutes on Tuesday. And then I made 80 minutes count within my check-in week. So I check in Wednesday to Wednesday. So mine counts from Wednesday to Wednesday. Calories have been dropped this week and we've adjusted the plan. So, last mini cut, I was like, I'm not in the mood for cutting loads of weight. I'm pretty damn lean, as you would have seen on the video that I've sent, that I'll put across, I'll overlay it. Whether I do it at the beginning or the end, I'm not sure. I'll decide when I want to. So he said another 3/4 weeks. So we're going to come out at the end of September, 1st of October, /8th of October, depending on what we say. So 3/4 more weeks, no more, knock off a couple more kilos. I don't think he realizes how lean I am. I did send him some photos yesterday, post-workout, and he said, actually, to be fair, you are quite lean. So again, it's quite hard to sometimes tell on a photo, but I am feeling leaner. I feel good. Like I've always said this, at 95 kilos, I'm always 95, 96 is where I feel really good. Definitely some more muscle tissue that's been accrued since, me coming up from 90 to 101 and back down. So I'd look much, much, much better. It's crazy to think that on my bodybuilding show, I was 79 kilos. There was nothing of me. I looked like a crackhead. Actually, I'm not allowed to say that. Someone absolutely tried to destroy me on her Instagram because I mentioned the word crackhead on my social media, and she proper went into me. So, and then she deleted it, and then it was all kicked off, and I did an email about this on how it's very difficult to say your mind without offending someone, and I've put that in the email. Like, if I sometimes do my story. I'm going a bit off tangent here, but sometimes I do my stories and I think of what's on my mind. And if I was to then watch the video, dissect it, analyze it, go through all of my followers and just see, am I going to offend that one? I probably won't offend him. Probably might offend her. Not sure if I'll offend her or him. It's impossible. And you've got to speak your mind. It was the context of seeing an actor that I actually really love, and I said on my Instagram, I said, bless him, he looked like a crackhead, and I said, poor bloke. Not poking fun or anything, but I was just saying, like, oh my God, that's the guy for Peaky Blinders, had a wonderful cash, he was looking very well spread. And actually, me and Naomi were talking about, like, I'd love to go over to him and say, like, what the hell's happened? Obviously, she didn't like the word crackhead and the way I was saying it, but I just said that's what I saw, that's what I felt that's what was on my mind. And she wanted to out me out on Instagram and how vile I was. So, yeah. But like Ricky Gervais says, like, I always remember this. It's like, how dare you think you can go through life without being offended? And, there'll be lots of stories. I've put on way worse, by the way. On my stories, I've said way worse. And it hasn't offended her. But that one particularly did. I had lots of conversations about this actor with other people going, yeah, I've heard about this, I can't believe it. And I said, yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame. But anyway, back to my check-in. We're going to do another 3 weeks, 4 weeks, take another couple kilos off, or a kilo. Cardio stays the same, 80 minutes. Steps still 10 to 11,000. Pretty sure that's what he's put. Yeah, 10 to 11,000 still, thank God. Just he's pushed food down. So now my food is now 2,400, 220 protein, 60 grams of fats, 250 grams of carbs. So things will have to be adjusted. You know, I do need to adjust my food a little bit because I am on that 2,600 still. So that means maybe not having some rice for dinner. That might mean I am going to have less carbs, rice or potato. It normally comes from potatoes, rice or sourdough for me. So it's probably going to have the eggs, salmon and avocado, or even take the avocado out and just have an omelette with some salmon and maybe some vegetables. So that's how I do it. I literally just remove whatever I'm having. For dinner last night, I had 150 grams of sweet potato. I'll probably now only stick to veggie and like low calorie vegetables like frozen veg or peppers, mushrooms, whatever it may be, and stick to the protein source. We had chicken sausages last night with a potato and salad. So today I've had my protein pancakes. I'm gonna have a steak with veg, so no rice. We're gonna have chicken tonight. So my chicken will be probably with veg again, and my eggs will be without the sourdough. So I have 4 eggs. Probably take out the avocado and just have like maybe some tomatoes in there, make it like an omelette. And that's how easy it is. I'll keep my meal times regular, drinking lots of water. Still, I'm not getting rid of my coffee. My coffee's 35 calories per one. Oosh. And that's how it's going to be. Very simple. People try and overcomplicate it. I even said to some of my clients, they're like, right, I need to do this. I was like, calm the fuck down. Like, just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Just stick to that meal. Like, you're having a good meal. Just stick to it and take the rice off. Oh, really? But I don't know if I can have it without cut. Yes, you can. You're cutting body fat. Okay? We're not trying to make it incredibly tasting. Although, you know, it does need to be quite good food. But salt stays the same. Potassium stays the same. We'll swap to a different training split. So I've asked him about possibly push, pull, upper, posterior. No. Push, pull, lower, posterior. No. Push, posterior, upper, lower. Because I want to bring a little bit up on my hamstrings. Still quad focused leg day, hamstrings, top up, and then an upper and a push. Because I think my back's not too bad, but I always want to get a bigger chest. So yeah, that we're going to go into that after the deficit. So something you should never do is within a deficit, it's a good thing to mention, you never change a program within a deficit, or try not to. Sometimes it's inevitable, sometimes you have to, for whatever reason. But generally you want to try and stay with the same training split throughout your deficit because you're building up numbers or you're maintaining the numbers. There'll be maybe exercises that you have to take out but that you're really not getting on with. So for example, a client of mine, she couldn't get on, she's in a deficit. The lateral raise was just a no-go, so we swapped that for another lateral raise variation. Still doing that kind of that movement. So generally you want to stick it throughout to the end, and then when you go into the surplus, new training program. More specific. So yeah, mini cut done. Easy as. I've now started I've actually invested in a very well-known coach as well. So I've got Louis and someone else who's going to be in my corner that I'm learning from. And like I said, I've always wanted to invest as much as I can in learning from the people that are at the top and how I can apply that to me and how I can get there. So I'm learning from 2 of the best. Is it costly? Absolutely, but it's what I'm willing to do to continue growing. I want to be known as one of the best coaches. I want my name out there, so I want to be not told, but I want to put as much work in as possible and learn from them and let them